I'm Cody Castona here at the Media Arts and Game Development Expo 2015. I've got Kevin, what was your game?
Aether Drift.
Aether Drift.
Yeah.
And could you explain us what your game is about?
It's a sci-fi side-scroller sort of platforming puzzle-based game where you explore an abandoned ship and you're trying to figure out basically what went wrong on the ship.
All right, so I saw when I was playing it, lots of like logs, and so is it more of like an environment type of thing that's explaining the story?
Yeah. It's there's not a whole lot of action in it. There's no enemies or anything right now. There are going to be a few eventually, theoretically, and it's just sort of more about like exploring the environment, sort of getting the general sort of spooky atmosphere of this abandoned ship.
Okay. So it's very, it's got that feel because it's a space game. It feels like a little bit like Mass Effect in a way, but it's definitely got its own thing going for it, being a 2D side scroller. So I guess what were any challenges when you're developing this?
Oh, there are a lot. Well, a big part of it was communication. This is probably the biggest team I've ever worked with, so keeping good communication between all the members was a big issue. Our programmer, it was their first time working in the engine and with the language that we were using for it, so she had a lot of learning to do. It was just a lot. A big issue was a lot of things just took us a lot longer than we expected them to.
And then what did you personally work on?
I was the project lead and the lead level designer.
Okay. Is there anything else you wanted to add?
It's our capstone project. We've been working on it then since the beginning of last semester, so it's about 2 semesters of work. Pretty happy with how it turned out. Pretty happy with how it looks right now.
Were you planning to work on it beyond the capstone class?
We don't have any plans to work on it yet. We might, though. Just sort of depends on where everyone goes after this.
Okay. Thank you very much for the interview.
Thank you.
Stay tuned for more content from Game Zombie TV.